What's up? What's up? Happy Tuesday and welcome to the best night of the week. It is the next show will be better. Of course it is. I don't know if it's going to be better. Last week's show was pretty friggin' good, but we're going to do our best. For those of you who don't know, maybe it's your first time with us. I'm your host, Mandy, and we have a really good show for you guys tonight. We're basically talking about music. We're going to talk about the top 50 American bands of all time. Let's see if you guys have heard of any of them and if I agree with any of them. We're also going to do an update on the RBL fundraising that we have going on for the year. The results of some community polls about the American bands, and of course, your questions, comments, concerns, queries, and super chats that we answer and talk about as we go. So if you could, please hit that like button, share the stream to anyone that you think might want to know we're live and might want to participate or just listen in. Make sure you send in any of your super chats, and yeah, so let's go. Let's see if we can make this show better than the last one. We have a pretty good crew on a regular basis, so I have faith. I have faith that we can top the birthday live stream from last week. Now, TJ did a great job with her quiz. It was so much fun. It was a great quiz. But I think we could do it. Let's see who we have with us that's going to help us make this show incredible. Manny, what's up? Welcome. Diane, hello. Welcome. Oh, I'm sorry to hear you weren't well, Diane, but I hope you're feeling better. Disco, how are you? Welcome. Falco, how are you? Welcome. Hello, Roy Cousins. How's everybody doing today? Manny's talking football already? Okay. So, yeah. I was just looking at my planner and I had like 4 days worth of stuff that I haven't done yet. Anyways, I hope you guys are doing really good. I'm doing pretty good today, considering it hasn't really been the best day, to be honest. Nothing major happened. Everybody's okay and everything, but didn't want to get out of bed this morning. I got another project dropped on me at work that I didn't know I was going to have, even though I told the boss I think I have too much work. But anyways, my train was 20 minutes late. I spilled pear juice all over my shirt. I got into a car full of kids on the train because it was so late. And I didn't even have the show produced for today or anything like that. I had to make dinner. And when I was making dinner, I cut my finger. And we don't have any Band-Aids. So this is my makeshift Band-Aid. Oh, not bad. What do you guys call them? Plasters. I don't have any plasters. So I cut up a cosmetic pad. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's this round little pad that people use to take makeup off or put makeup on. And it's basically just taped to my finger. That's it. So anyways, but I'm here with you guys. I'm sure it's going to get much, much better from here. Because, hello. I know, I am very accident prone. I posted a picture of the dripping on my shirt. And Lorena left a message saying, oh shit, I can't remember what it was. Damn it. It was a good one too, and it was exactly what my husband says to me every time I go, because I'm just like, I always drop shit on my shirt and whatnot. I don't know. Anyways, whatever. Moving on. It's creative. Well, it was bleeding pretty bad. It wasn't stopping under the cold water, and I knew I had to do a show, and I was in the middle of cooking, so I had to think fast. Yeah, I was slicing my tomato, and I sliced my finger instead because I was like distracted because I was behind and worried about doing everything on time for this, and because I care about you guys and I want to do a good show. And last week's show was fabulous, so maybe I feel a little under the gun. Under pressure to perform. Anyways, yeah, so let's dive right into it. So I wanted to share with you guys where we are with the Royal British Legion fundraiser. So for those of you who don't know, a portion of all of our proceeds go to support the Royal British Legion. And if you are a channel member, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And £1 of your monthly fee for being a channel member automatically gets donated on top of the Royal British Legion. On top of everything that we would send anyway to the Royal British Legion. We do have a goal for our fundraiser to try to raise £1,000 for 2025. That's about double what we did last year. So it would be really great if we could hit those numbers. So let's see where we are. So we actually are doing really, really good this month. Before that watches our programming, everybody that watches all the videos, everybody that participates in everything that we do. This is a really amazing community. It's growing like crazy, which is so exciting, and a little overwhelming, but exciting as well. And I love this community. You guys do a great job and always support. And I couldn't ask for a better bunch of people, really, to do this with. And I'm really, really pleased with where we are. So thank you. Thank you for indulging me in this effort to try to do something extra special with our channel. For those of you who don't know, the reason that the Royal British Legion is important to me is it is connected to my partner's family directly. Also, my father was a veteran in the United States, and it was very important to him. his service and recognition of his service, and obviously helping other veterans was very important to him as well. So we grew up with that, and it was always a big part of my life. It's a big part of my immediate family's life. So when we moved, I wanted to find another outlet to help support veterans and help support, servicemen and women and their families. And the Royal British Legion was kind enough to offer a partnership with us and our channel. So I'm very grateful for that. Feel very lucky, and I'm happy to do everything we can for them. If you guys want more information, definitely go to hicksondiaries.com. There's a page about our partnership. There's links to get help for veterans and their families. There's links directly to the RBL. You can donate directly if you want. And you can, there's links to their website. You can do whatever you want. If you want to find out more information, you want to volunteer, you want to participate in your own fundraiser, any of that stuff, you can go there and it's all in one spot for you. Or you can just drop me drop me a comment or an email or something if you have a question or you have any ideas as well, where we could raise some more money, maybe on the side, maybe do a fundraiser on its own, just where all the money goes directly to our little pot. That would be fantastic. Yeah, that would be great if you can. Any ideas? But I know times are tough, so if you don't have a lot of money, disposable income right now, so don't worry about that. Like I said, there's tons of free ways you can help support as well. Liking, sharing, commenting, participating, all of that stuff helps a lot too. So thanks. I'm really, really excited. We're on track to hit our goal. So, it'd be amazing if we could completely smash the goal. But if we just got anywhere near 1,000 pounds, I'd be happy, to be honest. But let's see what we can do. Let's see how it goes. No pressure. Is my sound gone? Again? That's it. My mic's not muted. All right, just in case y'all missed it. Fucking sound. I hate it. I hate it. I hate this. I need a microphone. I bought a microphone. It's not compatible. I bought another one. Not compatible. Even though the guy in the store told me it was. Anyways, this is where we are with our fundraising. Please tell me in the chat that you can hear me now. Thank you. I think it has probably something to do with how I present it. But I'm a new what can I say? I can't do it. Obviously. Okay, so here's where we are. We had a fantastic month for March, and we're at 30% of our goal. We've reached 300 pounds for the year so far. Obviously, April is just ending, so we will give you an update next month on April. It's looking really good, and I'm really happy with where we are. And hopefully we can hit that 1,000 pounds and maybe smash right through it. And just a reminder of the ways y'all can help. HicksonDiaries.com. Become a member, send a super chat, hit the thanks button. If you don't have the money, like, share, comment, interact with the community, and of course, watch your favorite videos over and over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. Moving along. Because I screw that segment's so important to me, and I screw it up every time somehow. Anyway. Okay. We're going to decompress. See what I'm saying about the day? Like little itty bitty annoying shit like that. I have a lot of logos all over the place. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Disco, for the super chat. I appreciate it. It was very generous. Thank you. Yeah, I know my sound went out. Oh my gosh, Roy Cousins! New member! What? Thank Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome to the Mandyverse Collective. Woo woo. We actually did gain another member this past month. They wanted to remain anonymous, so I didn't announce it or anything like that. So, yay! Thank you. Very excited, and we are very, very happy to have you, and I appreciate it. There's some members only content if you want to go and check that out after the stream. And there will be more members only content coming out as well. Some behind the scenes stuff. If you remember, you're going to get some behind the scenes footage. You're going to get more footage of our trips and stuff. And you also get some like really personal kind of confessional type things from me. Of course, if you don't like it, just let me know and we can rearrange it. But hopefully you guys will like it. Hello, TJ. Welcome. Oh, here we go. Yeah, everyone can hear me now. Whoop, whoop. How do you send a super chat? So I think, I'm not 100% sure because I'm on this side of it, but I think that there, when you click the comment, one moment. Yeah, if you go to write in the chat, and you click the like dollar bill sign to the right, you can send a super sticker or a super chat. And you can pick, whatever you would like to contribute, and then it'll come through on that side. Manny says, who is one of our channel members as well, thanks for the gift card. And what I will say is that if I have any money left unspent, I will donate it to the RBL. And I look forward to getting some lovely merch from your online shop. Thank you. Yeah, that is a lovely way to spend any extra funds you have. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Speaking of the gift cards, so there's for those of you who didn't get a chance to join us last week, we gave away some prizes. We gave away some gift cards to hicksondiary.com for some merch and whatnot. And we had some winners, which were great. And it was Manny, Disco, TJ, Piper, and I'm doing this from memory, and I know there's one, Mick MacArthur. Now, Mick MacArthur and Piper, if you're watching or you're listening or you see this on replay, you have to send me an email address so that I can email you your gift card. You're the only two that haven't sent it yet. So if I could try to track down your email, I will, but I don't want to send it to the wrong person. So if you could do that for me, I'll keep reminding you because I won't forget. I promise. Diane found it. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that, Diane, a lot. TJ said, and some donated. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry, I might be missing something. But anyways, I usually am. So we're going to move on to our main topic. So our main topic is about music today. But we've done some segments on British music. So today we're going to talk a little bit about American music. Now, I know American music, American culture in general, translates overseas a lot more. So a lot of this stuff you probably have heard of, but I just wanted to kind of go through it and give some homage to some really amazing American bands. And I did put a community question out there for y'all to see how you guys would react to it. And a lot of you responded. So I wanted to give you your due and kind of just, reach out and have a conversation about it. So yeah, let's talk about American music, y'all. All right, so at Paul Hansen 5164 says, from Cab Calloway in the 30s, fantastic, to Old Crow Medicine Show in the modern era, don't know. but I will definitely look them up. From blues, jazz, swing, folk, rock and roll, and country, my tastes are varied. The American artist I have the most albums of is Bob Dylan. Okay. I'm not an incredible Bob Dylan fan. I think he's got a couple good songs, but I'm not a huge fan. I don't hate him or anything like that. I'm just kind of indifferent to him. The last album by an American artist I listened to was Frank Sinatra, Blue Eyes. Can't go wrong. If I need to unwind before bed, then Sinatra and Scotch are my go-to. Love it. Love it. Aiden J. McPhee, I think that's how you say that. McGee? Might be McGee. Says Rosetta Tharpe, Curtis Mayfield, Howlin' Wolf. I don't know Howlin' Wolf. I don't know Rosetta Tharpe either. No Curtis, though. Stevie Wonder. Oh, I love Stevie Wonder. Oh, Marvin Gaye, Sam Cooke, Elvis, Cash, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, Smokey Robinson, Four Tops, Temptations, Diana Ross, and Prince. That is a really, really eclectic but really good list, I have to admit. Lots of Motown in there. Love it. Brian Oakley says, my current U.S. faves are Drive-By Truckers and Melissa Etheridge. Can't go wrong with either of those. I don't know Drive-By Truckers, but Melissa Etheridge is pretty good. She's from my era. I'm just going to say that. Angeline says, though they got started in Britain and influenced by rhythms from Lebanon and Jamaica, I do have to give Stuart Copeland, born in Virginia, raised internationally, some credit here for founding my all-time favorites, the Police. Nice. I didn't know there was someone in the Police that was born in America. Awesome. God, I adore that band, and I always enjoy the story of how their shoestring tour of the U.S. helped break them. I do remember reading about that somewhere. And my second favorite running the Police, surprisingly close, is Seeming. Don't know. Gorgeous vocals from Alex Reed, exciting drumming by Aaron Fulecki, and blessed Twitch for beaming their Patreon supporter gigs into my Belfast living room because they don't get to tour much. Cerebral songwriting about the heartbreaking conditions of being a conscious human in the modern world and not settling only for human perspectives. Oh my God. Now I have to hear them. Seeming. Dude, now I want to hear it. Okay. And gosh, there's lots of others. Blink-182, fun. Bruce Springsteen. Taking Back Sunday, Fall Out Boy, and Tori Amos. My God, my roommate in college was a humongous Tori Amos fan. I also got into Midwest emo not long ago, maybe a tad belated, but it's reassuring to find there's still uncharted genres in the world to enjoy out there. First of all, I have to commend you for being really open about some like non-traditional bands, and especially about the one from Belfast that you were talking about. And the great thing about art is that you can still appreciate it like decades, centuries later. That's what's amazing about it. So music is no different, in my opinion. So go for it. Don't apologize. And, when you find them and you enjoy them, just go with it. I love music, and I'm still discovering tons and tons of music I've never heard before, obviously. And I hope that I never stop. I hope I always find a new band or a new song. I actually just heard one over the weekend that my daughter introduced me to, and I was like, I've never heard this before, but it's banging. I was bopping my head and everything. It was great. It was some kind of like modern pop, not ska, rave, like beats music. It was pretty good though. Tony BMW says, most of my music tastes tend to be British. No surprise, I'm a Brit. But when it comes to US bands or acts, my top US act would be the late, great Johnny Cash. By the way, if Canadian acts are included, North American rather than just the States, then it would be Rush by a country mile. I never got into Rush either. Oh, my apologies. You're right. Wolverine, right? That's his full name. Was with us. He won the gift card, but he donated it to TJ. So Cab Calloway, Creedence, and John Mellencamp. Love it. I saw John Mellencamp. He was really good. REM, the Eagles, and the Killers, all good. Glenn Campbell. I appreciate Eminem. Oh my God, I love Eminem, TJ. Honestly. Love Eminem. And I love the blues. Can't go wrong with any of that, guys. Let's go back to your comments. Lorena Sankey says, Steely Dan is definitely one of my favorite American duos band. My dad was a Steely Dan fan. They're musically interesting by combining rock, R&B, jazz, and pop. It's sophisticated and complex, plus the songs are performed by some of the music world's most proficient musicians and polished singers. I do think they're interesting. Every song has an interesting story that tends to have wit and sarcastic humor, like the British, fair enough. Plus a vocalist that has a kind of snarky vocal delivery with that strong New Jersey accent that you'd probably appreciate, Mandy. I don't know. There's some people with Jersey accents that I don't appreciate, but I never disliked Steely Dan. I just don't really know them that well. I should probably try to listen to them again. There's a few bands and songs that I haven't listened to since my dad died, and they're on that list, so it could be part of it. Eloquently, Emma says, define American, please, because my favorite band ever is Rush, who are Canadian. Totally acceptable. For any Rush fans out there, check out Envy of None, which is Alex's new band. Very different, but I really like them too. All right. Grumpy Old Git, love it, says Agnostic Front, Anti-Flag, Bad Religion, Dead Kennedys, Dropkick Murphys, Flogging Molly, MDC, Ramones, 7 Seconds, and Zero Boys. I know about 3 of them. I'm going to probably have to keep this list and check out all of these that I don't know. Glenn Wright, who is a member, said, I don't know that I've heard of either of these guys. Oh, no, I'm sorry. She said Howlin' Wolf and Captain Beefheart, and I said I didn't know either of them. It's the genre that the Rolling Stones copied. Interesting. By the way, if you are a member, you do get priority reply to comments. I'm just throwing that out there for y'all. It's not that I'm disregarding everybody's comments. I just cannot keep up. I really tried for 20 months. Rich says, I like Springsteen, Guns N' Roses. Lucky enough to see them both in Hyde Park, London. Oh, in 23. That must have been good. See, I saw Springsteen live, and I was not impressed at all. And I'm from New Jersey, and he's huge in New Jersey for obvious reasons. Actually, where I grew up, it's not that far from Freehold, which is where he grew up. But I don't know. I wasn't really impressed. And I didn't get it. A lot of his songs are good, but they're very I don't know. I just never really got obsessed with him. A lot of freaking New Jersey people are just obsessed with him because he's from there. But Guns N' Roses, love it. Nirvana at the time was the go-to music for me and my friends at their P. Well, Nirvana is amazing, so I don't blame you. Slithering Ginger Witch. I love it. What a good handle. Personal favorites, the Eagles, Electric Light Orchestra, great. Creedence Clearwater Revival, and the Beach Boys. I would also say Fleetwood Mac, but they're not totally American. Yeah, they're a mix. ELO, a British old boy, are they? I know, just listed my favorites. Well done for noticing. Good job. I didn't notice. Pedro says, once you've gone through American blues prayers, then we're into Jimi Hendrix experience. Santana, amazing. The Doors, one of my favorites as well. The Byrds, Jefferson Airplane, that of thing, probably that sort of thing. But I have to say there's more British bands on my playlist than Americans. Individual singers of the souls and blues variety are in there too, especially icons like Aretha Franklin, Diane Warwick, Janis Joplin. Obviously, Aretha is a big thumbs up as well. They weren't really associated with bands, and so many of them are also plied their trade in the UK and Europe because they were welcome at venues, whereas the US was still practicing segregation in many places. Sad but true. Yeah, I debated on whether or not to put like singers and bands, but for me, singers are in a separate genre. So that's why I put bands. Miss Lily Millsley, I say that I always call her Miss Lily, and it's wrong. I just realized. Millsy LM. I was brought up in the late, and it looks like it might even be a gentleman. My apologies. I was brought up with the late 50s rock and roll, so Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, Jerry Lee Lewis, et al. Were all huge influence on my musical taste as I became a teenager in the 80s. Don't blame you. My dad was a huge doo-wop fan, so I know all those guys. His favorite was Dion and the Belmonts. As another band that I haven't been able to listen to. Rick Mason says 99% of my music collection is British. Joni Mitchell, Little Feat, and the Eagles. Can't think of any others I paid for. I'm a Beatles, Kings, Floyd, Oasis, Madness, Specials, Jam sort of bloke. Okay. Kentish Mail says, I suspect that the iconic bands that shaped American culture were very often British, but aside from those, I'd suggest the Beach Boys, the Eagles, CCR, the Allman Brothers. That's a new one that we haven't heard yet. Nirvana plus individual singers, Springsteen, Brown. I assume you mean James Brown. Marvin Gaye, Johnny Cash. I'm assuming that's who these guys mean. Bob Dylan, Elvis Presley, and Chuck Berry, and a host of country and soul artists over the decades. Yeah, I mean, you could literally name probably 1,000 if you really sat down to think about it. Kevin says the most iconic American band ever is Nirvana. I mean, I don't have a problem with Nirvana, and they definitely were very influential, but I don't know that they're the most iconic American band. James says saying anything American is taboo right now. I am not going to get into that. That sounds like they're mad at America, which I can understand. Oh my gosh, I'm totally going to mispronounce this. Coral Regina? No bands for me. It's more artists. Ones I can list off the top of my head. Michael Jackson, Johnny Cash, Dolly Parton, James Taylor, John Denver, Kenny Rogers. Probably a fair bunch of Christian rock groups also would fit under here. Okay. Imogen Harrison, who you guys know, says, oh, well, there's a little story for you. Oh. The date will always stick in my mind because it was the Wednesday after the Manchester Arena bombing. So security at the event was tight. We were in Scarborough, North Scarborough? I'm sure I said that wrong. North Yorkshire. The purpose was to go to a swimming complex there, but passing the open air theater, we noticed traffic cones everywhere because there was an event taking place. Further inquiries revealed it was the Beach Boys. Okay, not the originals, but I think at least one member was still in the band. We couldn't resist, so we bought 2 tickets at a cost of about £70, I think, an absolute bargain. It was a fantastic night of old hits that I had heard of, but never took much notice of. One of the most iconic bands, and I was a fan after that. Brilliant. Oh, I love that story. What a great way to end that. I love that story, Emoji. Thank you for sharing it. I've seen the Beach Boys live a couple times, actually, and they are really good. They weren't, if it wasn't all of them either. I think there's 2 or 3 of them, maybe only 2 of them. But they were really good. It was a really good time. We enjoyed ourselves a lot. Seen a lot. I've seen a lot of concerts in my day. It's one of the only things we could afford to do. I love blues too. I like just about everything except I have a problem with some country. Not all of it, but some of it. And I'm not a huge like death metal fan. I never really got into it. But for the most part, I can usually find at least an artist or a song or two from the genre that I enjoy. TJ says, I have a very eclectic music taste. I don't tend to like the groups, but the individual songs. That's fair. I have this thing where even though I'm really into music, I know a lot of songs and I don't know the names of songs or the people who do them. I'm just like, oh, love that song. Oh, love that song. And then I found out like a year later who it is. Hello, Lorena. Thank you for joining us. Howlin' Wolf 10 years before the Rolling Stone. Who is Howlin' Wolf? That's so weird that I don't know that. I've never even heard of him. Diane says, I saw Bruce Springsteen live in 1984 at Roundhay Park in Leeds. I loved him. I'm old. Look, I know a lot of people that love Bruce Springsteen. Like I said, I'm from New Jersey. Everybody in New Jersey just about loves Bruce Springsteen. I just was like, I was expecting a really amazing show because I had heard so much about his live performances, and you know, everybody I've ever known has loved him, and I was really disappointed. So he made up this like 10-minute song. He was just making up lyrics as he went about living in New Jersey and stuff, and it wasn't even like quirky or sarcastic or funny or anything like that. It was just random things, which I guess meant something to him, but I don't know. I would have just liked him to continue playing. I don't know. Maybe I should have gotten high or drunk. Maybe it would have been better. I don't know. Lorena says, I saw Springsteen at the Texas State Fair in 85. My sister was a fan, so I went with her and I was super impressed. I haven't listened to him since. He's a better live act. I disagree. Wow, I'm really in the minority here. Okay. I thought maybe I was in the minority back home because I lived, in New Jersey, but it could be just me. Diane says, when I was 19 when I saw him and now 60, I have no idea how that happened so quickly. Amen to that. I hear you. Not on you. I was talking about me. Sorry, Diane. But I think about things that happened like 20 years ago, and I'm like, Jesus, 20 years ago. I'm right behind you. Lorena says, I'm with you, Mandy. I am not a big fan of Nirvana. I can appreciate that they influenced so many artists, but I didn't think they were that great. The thing about Nirvana was, at least from an American point of view, because that's where I was when all this happened, their lyrics, like the storytelling is really, really good. Kurt Cobain was really good about that. Like that was his thing, right? He was a poet and all of that. Then he died and it ended up like catapulting them. So I think they are a little bit overhyped because of all of that, like all of the drama that surrounded his death and everything. But that's just me. I was brought up on Elvis. Disco is another one of our members. Yeah. My dad hated Elvis, but I loved him. I think he's great. TJ said that she was brought up on country music compilations. Really? I mean, I love Dolly Parton a lot. There's a couple random like people that I'm like, oh no, they're really good, but I never really think of them off the top of my head. My sister was really into country music, and she went to a bunch of like concerts and stuff that were. Oh, who's a? I saw a lady that was country music that my sister dragged me to. Reba McEntire. I don't know if she translated. Anyway, obviously the country scene in America is really, really big, especially in certain parts of the world. Freudian slip from an American. Especially certain parts of the country. But yeah. I don't know. There was a lot of crossover too. So there's a lot of stars that were like originally country stars. And then they went into like pop and rock genres. They kind of crossed over. So sometimes I only know those versions of them. I don't know. Nobody mentioned my top 2 bands. I can't believe it. So I'm just curious if you guys can guess. If you can, put it in the chat if you can guess what my top bands are. I would be really, really surprised. I wish the Beatles were us. That's because you hate the Beatles, TJ. But you know Reba. Nice. She was pretty good. I didn't like enjoy her concert because I don't really like country music, but it was tolerable, more than tolerable. I wouldn't do it again though. I love George Strait. I don't really know George Strait that much. That's the country I enjoy. He's a Texas guy. Yeah, it's Lorena, can you tell me if country music is really big in Texas? Because it's such a large state and there's actually a lot of different music genres that come from there. And it's obviously a heavy Hispanic influence, a Mexican influence as well. So and then it's right near Louisiana, which has, the New Orleans influence with the jazz and all of that stuff. So I'm just curious of like what the music scene is like. I know in Austin, there's a really big, is it Austin? That's a really big rap scene, I think. Anyways, I don't know if you know the answer to that, but it would be cool if you did. Yeah, I'm wondering if you guys would like to try to venture a guess what my favorites are. Anyways, I have something else to go over with top American bands. I don't know if you guys are interested. Shout them out, I guess. We can go through it and let's see if you guys know any of these. So this is from ultimateclassicrock.com. So hopefully it'll be good. Top 50 American bands of all time. We'll see how this goes. Whoopsie. All right, we're not going to read through the entire thing because that's just going to take too long. Foo Fighters. Do you guys know the Foo Fighters? I do know the Foo Fighters. They're really good. This David Grohl. Is that right? I think that's him. Yeah, David Grohl. I like them. They're pretty good. It wouldn't be on the top of my list though. The Flaming Lips. Never heard of them. Mind-boggling fact, given they've been shedding members and tweaking their sound for most of that time. They've been around since 1983. Never heard of them. Oh, Lorena says, there's a lot of different types of music here. Country is obviously big, but we also have Texas swing, like Lyle Lovett. Oh, I forgot about Lyle Lovett. Austin has more alternative scene. Houston has its own flavor of rap. Houston, that's what I was thinking of with the rap. And Austin has an alternative scene. Interesting. See, Texas, you guys, is like an enormous state. Like Texas, Lorena, would you say Texas is probably as big as France? That's what I think. Dave Grohl was the drummer in Nirvana. Yeah, that's what I thought. Thank you for reminding me we're cousins. I knew him. I don't know this Flaming Lips, though. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of them. Never heard of them. I don't know why they would be above Foo Fighters, but okay. Captain Beefheart and his Magic Band. His initial recordings with the rotating Magic Band were basically garage blues stompers highlighted by the frontman's raspy Howlin' Wolf-like voice. Look, there's Howlin' Wolf again. Apparently, I need to really check this band out. I have not ever heard of this Captain Beefheart either. So, Stone Temple Pilots. Okay, I can see that. Not the hugest fan, but I can see it. They're pretty big when I was in high school. Red Hot Chili Peppers. I really like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I really like them a lot. I think they're really, really smart. Really good. Bon Jovi from New Jersey. What? The Jersey represent. They're from Saraville, New Jersey, which is where my grandparents lived. Just saying. I love Bon Jovi. Pixies. Boston's Pixies are pretty much the bridge between 80s college rock and 90s indies. Nope, not heard of them either. Jefferson Airplane, solid pick. Somebody Love, great. Boston, it's one of my dad's favorites. I saw Boston in concert too. I wasn't supposed to go, but my family had an extra ticket. And I didn't have anything to do that day. So I woke up and I'm like, you know what? I'll just go. They got an extra ticket. Like, it'll just be a nice day out. It was an outdoor concert. And it was a really pretty day. So I was like, all right, I'll just go. And I ended up absolutely loving it. It was so good. I became a Boston fan after that. So good. Roy Cousins says Captain Beefheart is weird. Yeah. Charlie Daniels Band. They're only famous for that one song. You're right, TJ. You're absolutely right. Oh, Lorena with more facts about the Texas music scene. The Rio Grande Valley has more Tejano, like Freddie Fender, Corpus, and had Selena. True. Selena. Oh, Lorena said, I like the Flaming Lips, and yes, Texas is just slightly larger than France. So you like the Flaming Lips, all right? Good call. Never heard of them. But I'll give them a try. Y'all recommend? Journey. Oh, I love Journey. They're so much fun. Oh, yeah, my sister really liked Journey too. Cheap Trick. Okay. All right. They're all right. The Doobie Brothers. Not a huge fan, but they were really, really big. So I suppose I can get on board with that as well. Blondie. Oh, I love Blondie. Definitely any Blondie, anytime someone puts a Blondie song on, I'm a happy person. Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. It's a little too eccentric for me, I think. Didn't really ever get into them. Motley Crue. Yeah, never got into them either. They were big. I had two uncles that are my dad's youngest brothers. So they were like maybe 7 or 8 years older than us, something like that. Maybe 10. And we always called them like our big brothers, but they were well into Motley Crue, I remember. Santana, you cannot go wrong. Amazing. Guitar riffs are incredible. Never a bad song. Pearl Jam. I used to really like Pearl Jam when they first came out, and then they kind of wore on me a little bit. Now I don't really like them that much. Chicago. I remember seeing Chicago in concert too, and I was not impressed with them either. I saw them with Huey Lewis. Huey Lewis in the News. Huey Lewis was fantastic, and Chicago sucked. Hall & Oates. There's like 4 songs, maybe 3 that are all right. That's it. Oh, Temps. Absolutely. Can never go wrong with Temps either. C.W. McCall movie soundtrack. What's that? Am I missing something? Oh, you have actual record albums of Santana Disco? Are they old school? Oh, love it. Lorena says, I loved older Chicago. Their 70s stuff, but 80s Chicago sucks. Yeah, I was not impressed with them at all. The Temps, but you can't go wrong. I mean, Temptations are fantastic. You cannot go wrong with them. Heart, you got to give it up to the women bands. Heart's pretty good. I like Heart. I don't know if they're above some of these others, but I do like them. Booker T and the MGs. I've heard of them, but I don't know them. Most of Stax Records' multiculturally created hits were recorded and released during one of America's periods of greatest unrest. Blacks and whites regularly shared space at their studios, and the Memphis label's house band, Booker T and the MGs, had been integrated from the first. That made the MGs important groundbreakers and racial pioneers. And then they created all of that great music with Otis Redding, Wilson Pickett, Neil Young, Sam and Dave, and Albert King, and as a standalone act in their own right. By then, the simple act of working together seemed like its own kind of protest. Sadly, sometimes it still does. Yeah. But so they were like a background band, and then they did their own stuff too. That's kind of cool. I didn't know that. To look more into that, now I'm very much intrigued. Stooges. Blow right past that. The Velvet Underground, they're pretty good, actually. They're one of those bands that I never really think of, but whenever I hear a song by them, I like. I always forget about them. Parliament Funkadelic. I think I remember seeing them on something, but I didn't get it. Yeah, Clinton. What was it? Clinton something, right? George Clinton, that's right. Yeah, I remember I didn't really get it. Maybe it was too old for me. I don't know. Okay, no. There's no way Kiss is halfway through this sucker. Kiss sucks. All right? Kiss is another one of those bands that is only famous because of gimmicks, and they're awful. I've seen them in concert. They have like 2 songs. They're terrible. I don't understand why everyone's obsessed with Kiss. Does Kiss translate over here, you guys? Do you know who Kiss are? But I can't. I can't. It really drives me crazy that Kiss is like on this high on the list. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind in a second. I need a second. I can't. I saw Kiss with one of my uncles who was a huge Kiss fan, and he was loving it. Like, he was obsessed with it, and I was like, they did the whole crappy fake stage thing where they suck the blood out of a bat bullshit and all of that stuff. I don't know. I just don't get the appeal. And they're above people like the Temptations and Heart and Blondie and Bon Jovi and Journey. No. Thank you, Lorena. Yes. Booker T and MGs were excellent, Lorena says. Let's give her credit. Parliament Funkadelic were unique. Okay, I agree with you. They were unique. I'll give them that much. And Kiss totally sucks. Roy Cousins is in on that with us. They are awful. Thank you. I wonder what criteria they use to pull this list together as well, Diane. It's probably an American publication, some like guy in his 50s or something. Who knows? TJ says that Kiss was massive in Germany when she was a kid. Really? Did you like them? Like, did you get into them? Because maybe of like, because you grew up with them and they were big in that area, but I don't know. I never got it. They're all gimmick. That's all they are. They're just gimmick. I don't get it. Alice Cooper, great. Great band. Love it. Soundgarden, pretty good. Pretty good. Also around when I was in high school. That's kind of nostalgic. The Grateful Dead. They're another band that I didn't really understand the huge appeal. I don't hate them. Like, I hate Kiss. But I don't get it. They're kind of like on the same realm as Springsteen for me. I don't hate them by any means, and it's not like I don't enjoy their music when it's playing, but they're not going to be somebody I go to, and they're not someone I just don't get the appeals. The Cars. Love the Cars. They're so good. Oh, they're so good. Leonard Skinner. Again, above the Birds. Gotta go for it. They look very British. Tell me they don't look very, very British. Obviously, they're influenced. ZZ Top. Oh my gosh. I haven't heard about them in so long. There is one song that was out in the 80s when I was real little. Sharp Dressed Man. Oh my god, I loved that song when I was little. Everyone's crazy about a sharp dressed man. I don't know if they should be at like 18 though. They're really good though. They are really good. Guns N' Roses, very good. Appetite for Destruction was fabulous. Loved it. Metallica, they're all right. I mean, there's a few really good songs. They had a massive appeal in America, so I guess I can understand why they'd be this high on the list. The Ramones, really good. I feel like the Ramones are a good representation of one of the best time frames in music history, in my opinion. The 70s is the most inventive and entertaining eras of music, in my opinion. Nirvana, as we've spoke about. The Allman Brothers, also a really good band. Yeah, I really liked them a lot too. Sly and the Family Stone. They were another one that kind of had some really good stuff and then had some like really off the wall stuff, in my opinion. Steely Dan, never really got the appeal either. Simon and Garfunkel, American classics, obviously. I don't know if Simon and Garfunkel, I would assume Simon and Garfunkel transferred to Europe. They're really, really great. If you guys don't know them very well, they're really good. The Eagles. I saw the Eagles in concert too, I think. I'm pretty sure I saw the Eagles in concert too with my mom, my dad. REM. Okay, I like REM, but 8? Really? All right, you guys. 8? David Hasselhoff was massive too in Germany. I heard he had a like music career in Europe because I think he tried to make it in America too, but it didn't work because he was Knight Rider was the car, right? But still. Lorena, I think you and I are on the same page with music, except the country thing. We pretty much have been like with the music today. ZZ Top's out of Houston. Yeah, they're great. I know, they are great. I love it. Disco said when I was DJing, I used to get lots of imports. And Testy from ZZ Top passed. Yeah. Okay, Disco. Of course you know Garfunkel. Do you know Simon and Garfunkel, or you just know Garfunkel? Steely Dan, We My Choice for a great American group, but I can see why people wouldn't get them. Yeah, I just don't. I mean, I can appreciate their musicianship, but other than that, I'm not. I can't believe REM's at 8. I can't. I don't know about this site. I have to second guess it now. Talking Heads. Again, they're like above some really good bands. Oh, here we are. Okay, The Doors. Now we're getting into it. But still, there's some of them, like I would have guessed the top 10 to be a little different here. But Doors definitely have to be on there. Iconic, fantastic, love it. Light My Fire is definitely one of my favorite songs. What's the other one my mom really liked? Is it Touch Me? What's the one? You guys tell me. I'm gonna love you like the river. Da, da, da. I'm saying the wrong words, but da, 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 da. Is that like my fire? Or is that a different one? Wow. I can't think. Aerosmith. Top 5. Here we go. Aerosmith. This looks like a not so old picture. They all look really bad in that. There's not a good picture of any of them. Anyways, Creedence Clearwater Revival on it. Van Halen at 3. And again, I really like Van Halen actually, but 3. Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Okay, I probably wouldn't have had him at number 2, but okay, I can see it. I guess. ZZ Top are still going with their guitar tech on bass. Oh, nice! I would think you'd appreciate SD's lyrics, Steely Dan's lyrics, because they have these crazy stories and they're snarky as hell. Yeah, like I said, I don't. They're one of the bands I don't like dislike them. I just never got like really into them or anything. They're fine though. I don't have any problems with them at all. Jim Morrison had a great crooner style voice, in my humble opinion. I agree, Roy. I absolutely agree. Are your top groups within the 50, Mandy? My top favorite, my 2 favorites, yes, they are. Let's see who's number 1. Beach Boys. Again, I don't know that I'd put them at number 1. I mean, they're an amazing band, and they've obviously were very influential, but the top greatest, what is this? Top American band of all time? Right? That was what it was called? Yeah, top 50 American bands of all time. I don't know. Beach Boys. It's kind of anticlimactic. Again, I don't dislike them at all, but I enjoy it. I've seen them in concert. I enjoy it. We play them all the time. I just don't know if they're the top American band of all time. Especially when you consider some of the bands that have been on there. They were really groundbreaking, had really long careers. I don't know. I shouldn't do any more of these like top 10s and stuff because I always get annoyed because they don't have the right people. I hear you, Disco. I'm not saying they're bad at all. I love the Beach Boys. I don't know that they're better than the Beatles. They're very different from the Beatles, right? The Beatles had a very different catalog, but I enjoyed them. I just don't know if they would be the top. TJ says Mr. Blobby is better than the Beatles. You think everyone's better than the Beatles, though, in all fairness. I would be happy to give you my top 2 if someone wants to try to guess. You guys got to start guessing, and then I'll be happy to do it. Excuse me. As you're guessing, I want to remind everybody that tomorrow is the last day to vote and give me your opinion about Turkey Talk, y'all. So here's where we are. So I put a question out there, video series or live for this thing that I'm thinking about where I'm drinking wild turkey and I do a segment, kind of a rant. So 51% so far say that I should do a video series, 33% say that I should do it live, and 15% say I shouldn't bother because it's a terrible idea. Okay. But tomorrow's the last day closing the vote. So if y'all want to vote, scan the QR code. It's on your screen right now. And you can go and vote. Go to hicksondiaries.com/polls and quizzes. And you can vote there as well. And let's see. I don't like Turkey Talk. I'm souring on that, so I got to figure something else out. No sound again? Can you hear me now? I don't understand. I'm not going mute. I don't understand. Whenever I use Google Slides. Anyways, go vote. Hopefully you can see the QR code. Go vote. You can see the QR code on the screen if you want to vote. I don't know. Maybe it's you, Manny. Anyways. You're not, like, sometimes I switch the screens around because who wants to see me for an hour and a half? I mean, I get it. I don't even want to see me for an hour and a half. Lorena says Beach Boys, meh. Alrighty. All right, so we have some guesses. Let's see. Santana and Alice Cooper, Disco, one of our members, has made a guess for my 2 favorites. TJ's work in progress says Aerosmith or Aerosmith Smith and Bon Jovi. Both of those are spelled wrong, just FYI. But just putting it out there. Manny says Bon Jovi and Beach Boys. Okay. See, that's how you spell Bon Jovi. Still no sound on your end? Damn. Sorry, Manny. I don't think I can do captions on this, but you can do captions on your end, I believe. This sucks. I'm really sorry. I don't know why it's like that. All right. Are those the only guesses? You're lip reading me? My point is you spelled the names of the bands wrong, which is really, really upsetting. You know why? Because you got it right. You got it right, but you spelled both of their names wrong. So I can't give you that much glory. It is Aerosmith and Bon Jovi are my top favorite American bands for pure nostalgia. Bon Jovi's from New Jersey, and I grew up listening to them, and me and my sister used to rock out to them, and all the cover bands of all of the clubs that we used to go to, and we used to go out covers them, and it was amazing and fun, and I always link it with fun and happiness and a good time. And even my immediate family has adopted Bon Jovi as our like kickoff. Whenever we do a road trip or a big trip, we play Bon Jovi, and that's like our kickoff. So yeah, it just has a really special place in my heart. Love Bon Jovi to death. Plus, they're really, really good people. John Bon Jovi has a chain of restaurants in the U.S., primarily on the East Coast, I believe, but they're called Soul Kitchen, and they offer like free meals to people who can't afford them and stuff. And he actually goes in and cooks and serves and all of that too, which is really, really awesome. And I knew someone that met John Bon Jovi, and I think it was one of the other, I can't remember if it was one of the other members of the band or not. But anyway, they ran into him in just an average local diner down at the shore, and said he was really awesome, and he gave him autographs and pictures and stuff like that. And Aerosmith is just badass as hell. Can I say? I've always liked Aerosmith. Apparently, I was listening to Aerosmith in my mother's womb and liked it even then. So I really like that. I've seen them live probably 5 times or so. Fantastic live sound. Exactly the same. Just love not all of their songs, but I like a lot of their songs. And they both always put me in a really good mood. So that's it. TJ, you got it. Well done. Disco says, I thought you liked Bob the Builder and the Laughing Policeman. I don't know who the Laughing Policeman is, but I do know Bob the Builder. But my daughter was more of a Handy Manny fan than a Bob the Builder fan. I don't know why you couldn't lip read me. I'm such a dork. Okay. You guys, we're coming to the end of the show, but do you guys have any American bands that you think should be on that list, or one of your favorite American bands? Let's have a chat. Let's find out. TJ says, my number one song is Truly From Within by a band called Runner. Never heard of them. But it's not unheard of. I mean, most things you guys tell me I've never heard of. Yes, thank you for the reminder, Disco, to please smash those like buttons for me. It helps us out. That's one of the ways we can raise more money. Yeah. That's all I got for you guys today. I might have to see if I can run down to the gas station, see if I can get some Band-Aids. Oh, nobody's heard of them? Okay, then. Roy Cousin says, I loved the Tubes, a great live band in the 70s and 80s. Huh. I'm going to have to replay this live stream and make a list of all of these bands that I hadn't heard of so I can try them. Because they all sound interesting in one way or another. I give anything a chance, especially when it comes to music. And goddamn, I look tired. Whew. Oh, Disco's heard of them? That's not surprising, though. So Manny says, my top 2 US bands were all on that list. Eagles and REM. Do you think REM should have been that high on the list, though? Really? I guess you would say that because they're your favorite bands. So, one of your favorite bands. Lorena says I'm bad at American because my record collection is 90% UKX. That's true. They're usually the ones that I think of, like when I think of my favorite bands of all time. They're usually, well, Aerosmith's always on there. And Bon Jovi's always on there. Journey's usually on there too. But it's usually like Queen, Floyd, the Beatles are on there for me. I mean, just, yeah. I only named 3, but I swear. Oh, Santana Maria. Maria. I love Santana. I think I can just listen to him play guitar for hours. Like if he didn't, no one has to sing, just be him and a guitar on the stage, and I would sit there for hours. I would be happy. I love that shit. A friend of someone that I knew got married, and their wedding was just like an elegant dinner party. So they didn't have like a DJ and a dance floor and stuff. They just had one guy playing acoustic guitar the whole time as like dinner music and stuff. It's really, really good. He was really awesome. And it was really nice. And I was like, I could sit there. I remember at one point I was just sitting there listening to him. Like I wasn't even talking to anybody. And like for a wedding, that's unusual. Usually I'm drunk and dancing and talking to everyone and being everyone's friend. But no, it was cool to just sit there and, have a good meal and just listen to it. It was fantastic. Jethro Tull. I remember someone mentioning Jethro Tull on the British band thing that we did, and I did like them a lot. And I do listen to them every once in a while. Falco says, I once went out with the daughter of the drummer from Jethro Tull. Hall of Fame stuff, I know. Did you treat her right? Was it memorable in any way? Because that sounds like it might be a fun story if it wasn't. I mean, if it was memorable, but maybe in a bad way. Because she said I once went out. So was it like a one date thing, or was it like an actual, like we went out for a little bit? I'm getting super nosy about your personal life. I'm sorry, Falco. You don't have to answer any of that. TJ says, I like Nickelback, but they're Canadian, aren't they? Yeah, I think they are. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they are. But they're pretty good. We should have a UK bands live stream, Andy, and go through our favorite UK acts. We kind of did that, but I would be happy to do that again. Because we could just remember I did the top 10 best British bands reaction or something like that. And then at the end, we just started naming stuff and we started playing it. We should just have a live stream like that. It doesn't have to just be UK acts. It could just be like good people, and we just start playing for the hour and a half or till whenever. Yeah, you kind of yelled at me on that comment, TJ, but that's fine. I'm good. All right. TJ's yelling at me again. Shocking. Oh, guys. So it's hot this week, y'all. Whew, let's be British and talk about the weather. It was hot. It's supposed to get hotter the next 2 days. I've been carrying on my flip-flops in my my bag back and forth to work because I have to wear certain shoes for work because I'm in a warehouse. And I walk, so I have my sneakers for when I'm going to and from the train station and home. But today I had to wear my sneakers this morning because it was chilly this morning, but I knew it was gonna be hot today, so I threw my flip-flops in my bag and I was changing my shoes at the train station on the way home. I had some time to kill because the train was so late. I remember. But yeah, I was just like, I don't even care. I think my feet might smell. Don't even care. Yeah, Manny, UK and the rest of the world. I think we could probably do a fun little show like that where we just played a bunch of the music. It would definitely get copyrighted on the replay because YouTube's so strict about music. That's why I don't put music in any of my videos or anything anymore when I do a lot of the like the travel videos and stuff. Just do it with like very little sound or no sound because I always get copyrighted and I have to change it out and then you have to fight them. It's such a pain in the ass. It's easier to just do a talking head video and throw it up. There are videos of Americans to know all British artists that they thought were American. Oh. I'll look some of those up, Disco. That might be fun. Excluding the US because we already did the US today. No, I did the British. I've done the British before, Manny. I have. I promise. Or you just have something against the US. That's the reason I did the US today. Was because I know a lot of American culture translates, but American music doesn't always translate unless it's like an enormous star, like Michael Jackson or something. But you guys proved me wrong, because a lot of you knew a lot of those guys. I knew more than I knew, actually. Carlos Santana is Mexican-American boy that's done us proud. Lorena says, as a proud Texan. Okay. I know, Manny. I'm really, really excited. I love the heat too. I'm with you. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, it's too hot now. I'd much rather it be too hot than too cold. And I know a lot of people disagree with me about that, and your too hot here is not really as hot as I'm used to it getting. So for me, it's never going to get that hot to where I'm really, really uncomfortable. But it does hit differently here. The sun is like a little bit stronger or something here. I'm not sure if it's just because there's so much pollution in New Jersey, but that kind of masks it. I don't know, but it does hit a little bit differently here. But I don't know. I'll take it. I'll take 25 degrees, 25 Celsius any day. Could get up to 30 on Thursday. Nice. There are compilations to do. I'm not sure what you mean, Disco. Are you talking about like compilations of US and American bands and then obviously bands from outside of those areas? Could be 35. I wouldn't mind that either, Manny. My only issue with that kind of heat is that I have to walk to work and then I'm usually a sweaty. So I carry like baby wipes with me so that I can freshen off. Because, no one wants to sit next to a smelly person for 8 hours. I get it. But what am I going to do? I got to walk. Excuse me. I don't do it on the way home, though. I don't do it on the train because they can all suck it. And you see how many people smell on the train and everything. Anyways, with that, I think I'm going to call it a night. I hope you guys enjoyed our little music extravaganza show and everything. Yeah, make sure that you hit the like buttons on your way out. I really appreciate you guys joining me as always. You're fantastic. I have so much fun with you guys. You always put me in a better mood. I'm glad I was able to end the day on something positive and, not something retarded like I shouldn't have said that. That was terrible. Not something crazy made up like my makeshift band-aid. My apologies for saying that. I shouldn't have said it. But anyways, thank you all for being here. As always, love you all. Please hit that like button on the way out. Make sure that you comment and you share and do all of those lovely things that trigger the algorithm. And yeah, I'll see you all next week. There are lots of vlogs coming out this week, lots of stuff happening. We will keep you posted. Make sure you keep your eye on that community post for me because that's usually where I communicate to you guys what's happening. Make sure you drop me an email or a comment, and we will catch up again next week. Have a great week, guys. Stay safe. Love you all, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.